Watch this. I tell my preaching students at Memphis Theological Seminary, I said, now listen, if you stand up on Sunday morning and you tell that congregation something that they could have gleaned from a Sunday school lesson, you've basically wasted their time. There was no purpose in them getting dressed to come hear what revelation God has given you if all you've done is re-preach a Sunday school lesson. Are y'all praying with me? Watch this. So listen, I would have wasted your time if I simply reminded you of why David was praising the Lord. You already knew that. You already knew about the bear. You already knew about Goliath. You already knew about his brothers. You already knew about his daddy. Well, some of y'all anyway. You already knew that. So I can't leave you right there. This is what I got to drop in your spirit before I go. It's not enough to know why he was praising, but you need to know why she was mad. Hello? Because see, you know why you bless God, but what you don't know is why some folk have hateration on your celebration. Hello, somebody. So what you need to know is why some folk get mad when you begin to bless your God. Can I tell it? Watch this. Here's the first reason why she was mad. Don't miss this, Buck. Because she turned her image into an idol. She was more concerned about her title and how she looked and what folks thought than she was with praising God. Hello, somebody. She was more concerned with what people thought than she was with praising God. Now watch this now. Watch this now. Now watch this now. I don't appreciate this. You got to remember who she is. This ain't some round the way girl. This ain't some chicken head he just picked up along the way. Oh no! Oh no 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 no. No, 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 no. Dr. C, this was more than just some girl who had junk in the trunk. No, 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 no. That was not the case at all. This girl had pedigree, Cam. This is Saul's daughter. Hello, somebody. It's the king's child. Are y'all hearing me? This was the king's child. So ain't no point playing no games about it. When David thought, he thought he had some moochie. He thought he had made the come up because he had the king's daughter. You do remember how he got her, don't you? Let me take you to Sunday school. David shows up on the battlefield. He said, what's going on? He said, they said, there's a giant down there who's threatening us by the name of Goliath. His brother Eliab said, little boy, take yourself home somewhere. You see grown folk out here. Now here's the thing that always got me about that. Now Eliab had a whole lot of mouth when it came to David, but he was quiet as a church mouse when it came to Goliath. Hello, somebody. So all of a sudden, now David was a lot of things, but Dawn wasn't one of them. Now David didn't just immediately run down there and say, I get him. He said, now wait a minute. There's got to be something to this. He said, I done been around long enough to know that the king always look out for folk who look out for him. So he wouldn't want to, so he said, tell me something. What has the king promised to do for anybody that defeats Goliath? They say, well, little boy, the king says, whoever can defeat him, not only will they not have to pay taxes, but they can marry his daughter. David said, y'all give me a knife, I'm going to get it. Hello, somebody. Now, that's how he got her. That's how he got her. He had killed Goliath. And so he marries the king's daughter. Don't miss this now. Now, you got to understand where she grew up. Now, I told you, David grew up with the sheep in the middle of the field. Not this gal. She grew up in the king's house. Hello, somebody. She had already been the groom in school. She had already been the finishing school. She knew how to enunciate her words when she spoke. When she sat down, she had perfect posture. She knew the exact number of inches each step should be apart. She knew how to keep it tight and right when she walked. Are y'all praying with me? She knew how to do this thing, y'all. This was the king's daughter. Y'all praying with me? You gotta hear me now. You gotta hear me now. I need you to understand who this girl was. So watch this now. Since she was the king's kid, because now remember, by the time she was born, her daddy was already a king. So all she ever knew was being a king's kid. So since she had spent all of this time around her daddy, she knew how the king was supposed to act, how the king was supposed to carry himself, how the king was supposed to conduct himself on official business. Are y'all praying with me? Because she saw firsthand how her daddy acted. She saw how reserved how refined and how regal her daddy was. She heard her daddy say, hello, hello somebody. She knew how this thing was supposed to do. So she knew firsthand, don't miss me now, how dignified a king was supposed to act. And David, you all, was not acting anything like her daddy. If her daddy had been in this situation, her daddy never would have acted like this, because kings don't act that way. I'm in the text. How wonderful did the king look today? Notice how she said, how wonderful you looked, or how wonderful he looked. Now notice, she didn't say, how wonderful my boo, how wonderful my baby, how wonderful David. She called him by his title. Look at how wonderful the king. Don't miss this now. What Miss Michael did not understand was that the title doesn't make the person makes the title. Listen, let me help about 15 of y'all that's got a title. Your title is always connected to what you do, but not always connected to who you are. Hello, somebody. Because if you ever stop doing what you're doing, you ought to still be who you are. Hello, somebody. Because I am who I am before I started doing what I was doing. If they never called me doctor, if they never called me reverend, if they never called me pastor, I was born Chris, I'm going to live as Chris, I'm going to die as Chris. Because I was Chris before I was Dr. Davis. I was Chris before I was Pastor Davis. I was Chris before I was Reverend Davis. Your title is not who you are. Hello, somebody. If I ever stop preaching, Collins, I'ma still be who I be, because I was who I was before I ever saw a pulpit. Before I ever got to 1144 East Macklemore, talk to me somebody, I was already who I was. Before I ever made it to 33 South 22nd Street in Van Buren on Pickett Hill, I was already who I was. Before I ever showed up at Highway 147 South, True Vine Missionary Baptist Church, I was already who I was. Listen, you got to know that you were who you are before you got that job. You were who you are before you got that promotion. You are who you were before you got that degree. You were who you were before you got the engagement ring. Talk to me somebody. You were who you are before you got the car, before you got the house, before you got the bank account. Now the reason about 25 of y'all looking crazy is because you've obviously forgotten who you are.